What if the secret to living beyond 100 years wasn't hidden in complex diets or expensive supplements, but in something so simple that we often overlook it: eating less? In the quiet islands of Okinawa, where the sea breeze carries the scent of salt and time moves with a gentle rhythm, lives a community renowned for their astonishing longevity. Their secret isn't a miracle pill or a groundbreaking discovery. It is an ancient, humble principle called Hara Hachi, the practice of eating until you are only 80% full. Dr. Shigeaki Hinohara, a revered Japanese physician who lived to the remarkable age of 105, often spoke of the profound wisdom held in simple habits. He didn't prescribe a life of deprivation or excess. Instead, he advocated for mindful nourishment, eating not to the point of fullness, but to the point of sufficiency. He believed that the body thrives when treated with restraint and respect, much like a garden flourishes when watered just enough. Modern science now echoes what Japanese tradition has known for centuries. Studies from esteemed institutions like the Okinawa Centenarian Study reveal that moderate caloric intake can lead to lower rates of chronic disease, improved metabolic health, and an extended lifespan. It isn't just about eating less. It's about fostering a deeper awareness of our relationship with food and hunger. Imagine, for a moment, sitting down at a small wooden table by the window, a bowl of warm miso soup in hand, savoring each bite slowly, deliberately. No rush, no distraction, just you and the nourishing simplicity before you. This is not merely a habit, it's a way of honoring life itself. Today, I invite you to journey into this profound yet accessible tradition. In this video, we will uncover the timeless wisdom of Hara Hachi, the ancient Japanese practice that may hold the key to living not just longer, but better. A practice so gentle, so intuitive, that it quietly reshapes our health, one mindful meal at a time. Stay with us and discover how a simple shift in how much you eat can transform not just your plate, but your entire way of living. While modern lifestyles often encourage excess, larger portions, faster meals, and constant snacking, the traditional Japanese way of eating whispers a quieter, wiser lesson: moderation. Science today has started to confirm what generations in Okinawa and across Japan have practiced instinctively. Studies, including those from the Okinawa Centenarian Study and Harvard University, demonstrate that moderate caloric restriction can significantly reduce the risks of chronic diseases such as cardiovascular disease, diabetes, and certain types of cancer. The secret lies not in deprivation, but in the gentle practice of eating just enough, a principle embedded deeply in the fabric of Japanese culture. Hara Hachi, literally translating to eat until you are 8 parts full, is more than a dietary guideline. It's a philosophy, a conscious decision to respect the body's signals of satiety before fullness becomes discomfort. In Okinawa, elders attribute their vitality and clarity of mind to this simple daily practice. Meals are small, but nutrient-dense, eaten slowly and with gratitude. There is no rush to finish a plate. Instead, there is a quiet dialogue between hunger and satisfaction. Dr. Shigeaki Hinohara, who saw over 4,000 patients even into his centenary years, was a living testament to this principle. He often advised his patients to eat moderately, move daily, and maintain a spirit of curiosity about life. For him, health was not something to be pursued aggressively, but nurtured patiently, meal by meal, day by day. In contrast, the Western approach often measures satisfaction by fullness, a heavy, almost numbing state that leaves little room for the body's natural regulatory mechanisms to function optimally. Studies show that overeating leads to increased oxidative stress, inflammation, and a host of metabolic disorders that accumulate silently over time. Imagine food as a gentle current, not a flood. Eating just enough allows the body to remain agile, systems to remain balanced, and the mind to stay clear. It is a subtle art, one that transforms eating from a mechanical act into a mindful ritual. In Japan, this practice extends beyond the age plate. The principle of moderation, or chowa, harmony, infuses daily life. In the pace of a morning walk, the quiet contemplation over a cup of tea, the reverence for seasonal ingredients. It is this seamless blend of tradition and daily practice that supports not just long life, but a life of balance, grace, and quiet joy. As we move deeper into this exploration, you will see how Hara Hachibu is not a restriction, but a liberation, freeing the body and mind from the excesses that burden modern life. In Okinawa, where the air carries the scent of the ocean and time seems to slow, a simple phrase is spoken before meals: Hara Hachibu. It is not a prayer, but a reminder, a gentle nudge toward moderation. Translated, it means eat until you are 8 parts full, a wisdom passed from generation to generation like a precious heirloom. The beauty of Hara Hachibu lies in its simplicity. It asks for awareness, to pause between bites, to listen carefully to the body's subtle signals, to stop eating before fullness turns into fatigue. In the quietude of this practice, a profound respect for the body emerges. Rather than eating until satisfaction gives way to discomfort, Hara Hachibu teaches restraint, fostering a lightness that lingers long after the meal has ended. Centenarians in Okinawa have practiced this for decades without fanfare. Their meals are modest: bowls of vegetables, fermented soybeans, sweet potatoes, small servings of rice, and plenty of green tea. There is no sense of urgency at the table. Each bite is deliberate, each meal a celebration of enough. It is a practice woven into the fabric of daily life, so natural that it needs no announcement. Modern nutritionists increasingly advocate for similar habits, emphasizing the benefits of stopping before reaching satiety. Research suggests that by reducing caloric intake moderately, by even 20%, we can activate cellular pathways linked to longevity, such as autophagy and improved mitochondrial function. The body, when spared the constant burden of digestion and excess, directs its energy toward repair and renewal. But Hara Hachibu is not merely about numbers or percentages. It's about a mindset, an acknowledgement that having less can often mean living more. It's about slowing down, appreciating each flavor, and understanding that satisfaction is not found in abundance, but in adequacy. It is a practice that invites us to trust our bodies, to respect our natural hunger cues, and to embrace the quiet satisfaction of just enough. Imagine yourself at a table in Okinawa, sunlight filtering through paper screens, a humble meal set before you. As you eat slowly, mindfully, you find that fullness is not a destination, but a gentle state of being. You stand up from the table, feeling light, energized, ready to greet the rest of the day, not with heaviness, but with ease. In Hara Hachibu, we find not a diet, but a philosophy, one that reminds us that true nourishment is not about excess, but about harmony. When you embrace the practice of eating less, not starving, but gently stopping short of full, something extraordinary begins to happen inside your body. What might seem like a small change at the table sets off a cascade of profound biological effects, many of which modern science has only recently begun to understand. At the cellular level, moderate caloric restriction activates powerful mechanisms of repair and regeneration. One of the most studied is autophagy, the process by which cells clear out damaged components and recycle them, promoting renewal and longevity. Like a house that needs regular cleaning to stay livable, your cells benefit from these cycles of lightness and repair. Hara Hachi Bu naturally triggers this cleansing process, reducing the accumulation of cellular waste that contributes to aging and disease. Furthermore, reducing food intake improves insulin sensitivity, helping to regulate blood sugar levels and lower the risk of metabolic disorders such as type 2 diabetes. Studies have shown that even modest reductions in daily caloric intake can decrease markers of inflammation, one of the key drivers behind chronic illnesses like heart disease and arthritis. Eating less also influences the production of reactive oxygen species, unstable molecules that can damage cells and accelerate aging. By avoiding overeating, the body generates fewer of these harmful byproducts, reducing oxidative stress and preserving the integrity of tissues and organs over time. Beyond the cellular benefits, there are profound systemic effects. The digestive system operates more efficiently. The cardiovascular system experiences less strain and hormone levels stabilize. Ghrelin, often called the hunger hormone, becomes more balanced, leading to more accurate satiety cues and a more harmonious relationship with food. From a psychological perspective, practicing Hara Hachi Bu cultivates mindfulness and emotional regulation. When you eat slowly and attentively, you become more attuned to your body's needs, breaking the cycle of emotional eating and mindless consumption that plagues so many in modern societies. Imagine food not as a battle, but as a conversation. Each bite is an opportunity to listen to your body, to nourish without overwhelming, to support vitality without excess. The wisdom of the Japanese elders, those who walk lightly into their 10th and even 11th decades, teaches us that by respecting our body's signals, we not only extend our years, but enhance the quality of each one. Eating less, practiced consistently and mindfully, is not about denial. It is about creating the optimal conditions for your body to thrive, gracefully, resiliently, and with the quiet strength that defines true longevity. In the gentle philosophy of Hara Hachi Bu, there is a profound understanding. True satisfaction comes not from a full stomach, but from a balanced heart and a clear mind. In many modern cultures, eating is often rushed and driven by emotional needs rather than physical hunger. Food becomes a way to cope with stress, boredom, or sadness, a quick escape from the discomforts of daily life. Yet, the more we eat to fill emotional voids, the less satisfied we truly feel. Fullness of the stomach is fleeting. It dulls, but it does not nourish the soul. In Japan, the act of eating is treated with quiet reverence. Meals are small ceremonies of gratitude for the farmer who grew the rice, the fisherman who caught the fish, the earth that nourished the vegetables. Eating slowly, appreciating textures and flavors, the Japanese cultivate a deeper connection to their food, and through it, to their own bodies. Satisfaction in this tradition is not measured by how much one can consume, but by the harmony felt afterward, a sense of lightness, energy, and contentment. When you stop eating at 80% fullness, you avoid the sluggishness and discomfort that often follow heavy meals. You leave the table energized, not burdened. Science supports this ancient wisdom. Researchers have found that eating past the point of satiety overwhelms the body's regulatory systems, leading to insulin spikes, digestive strain, and hormonal imbalances. Over time, these small daily excesses accumulate, setting the stage for chronic diseases. But more than biology, this practice touches on something deeper, a way of relating to life itself. Moderation in eating reflects moderation in living. It is an acknowledgement that enough is a feast, that joy can be found in simplicity, and that restraint is a form of respect for the body, for nature, and for the fleeting, precious moments we are given. Picture a quiet meal in a traditional Japanese home. The table is set with care. A bowl of rice, a small plate of pickled vegetables, a piece of grilled fish. No excess, no waste. As you eat slowly, each bite becomes a meditation. You rise from the table not just fed, but fulfilled. Light in body and serene in mind. Satisfaction, the Japanese teach us, is not about abundance. It is about presence, about appreciating what is enough. It is a lesson not just for the table, but for life itself. Embracing Hara Hachi. Food does not require a radical transformation of your diet. It is not about rigid rules or deprivation. Instead, it invites small, mindful shifts that gradually reshape your relationship with food and, in turn, your health. Begin with the simplest practice. Slow down. In a world that glorifies speed, slowing down can feel revolutionary. Before you eat, take a deep breath. Look at your meal, its colors, textures, the effort that brought it to your table. Eating mindfully allows your body's satiety signals, which can lag behind your actual intake, to catch up. Studies suggest that meals eaten slowly result in lower total consumption without sacrificing satisfaction. Another practical technique is to use smaller plates and bowls. This subtle change naturally limits portion sizes without the feeling of scarcity. Traditional Japanese meals, often served in a collection of small dishes, are structured around this principle. Each dish offers a modest serving, creating a sense of abundance without excess. Pause between bites. Put down your chopsticks or fork. Sip water or tea. This simple act slows the pace of your meal and gives you space to listen to your body. Am I still hungry? Am I content? Learning to recognize these signals is key to stopping at 80% fullness. Eating with gratitude is another cornerstone of Hara, Hachi. In Japan, it is customary to say itadakimasu before a meal, a phrase that expresses thanks for the food and the life that has been given. This moment of pause fosters a deeper awareness of the meal, shifting the focus from consumption to appreciation. You can also plan meals that are naturally supportive of moderation. Focus on nutrient-dense, low-calorie foods like vegetables, legumes, and fish, staples of the traditional Okinawan diet. These foods provide satiety and nourishment without excess calories, making it easier to feel satisfied before reaching fullness. Perhaps most importantly, allow Hara Hachi to extend beyond the plate. View it as a philosophy of balance in all things. Approach your work, your relationships, and your daily routines with the same spirit of moderation. Less urgency, more presence. Less accumulation, more appreciation. In time, this practice becomes less about effort and more about natural rhythm, a way of being that honors the body's wisdom and the beauty of living lightly. As you practice, remember, Hara Hachi is not about strictness or denial. It is about kindness to yourself, to your body, to the life you are nurturing every day with each mindful choice. In the tradition of mindful eating, a meal need not be elaborate to be nourishing. In fact, simplicity often carries the greatest wisdom. To support the practice of Hara Hachi Bu, we turn to a quintessential Japanese staple, miso soup, a dish that embodies balance, warmth, and gentle satiety. Miso soup. Recipe, ingredients: 2 cups of dashi, traditional Japanese broth made from kombu seaweed and bonito flakes, 2 tablespoons of miso paste, preferably unpasteurized, for probiotic benefits, 1-2 cup of tofu, cut into small cubes, 1-2 cup of wakame seaweed, rehydrated if dried, 2 tablespoons of thinly sliced green onions. Optional, a handful of mushrooms, shiitake or enoki. Instructions: warm the dashi in a pot over medium heat. Do not boil. Add the tofu, wakame, and mushrooms, if using, allowing them to gently heat through. In a small bowl, dissolve the miso paste with a bit of warm dashi, then stir it gently back into the pot. Remove from heat immediately after adding miso. High heat destroys the beneficial probiotics. Garnish with green onions and serve warm. Miso soup is not just a meal, it is a ritual of nourishment. The fermentation process of miso creates beneficial probiotics that support gut health, while tofu and seaweed provide protein and minerals with minimal calories. The warmth and savory depth of the broth naturally slow your eating pace, encouraging mindfulness with every sip. This simple bowl can be the perfect beginning to your meal. Starting with a light, nutrient-dense dish primes your body to feel satisfied with less. In Okinawa, meals often begin with broth-based soups precisely for this reason, to gently awaken hunger and guide it towards moderation. Consider incorporating a bowl of miso soup before your main meals as a daily ritual. Not only does it support the physical practice of Hara Hachi Bu, but it also becomes a moment of pause, a small ceremony of care for your body and spirit. With time, you may find that such simple practices weave a greater fabric of mindfulness into your life, transforming not just how you eat, but how you live. In the quiet rhythm of traditional Japanese life, Hara Hachi Bu is not merely a rule for eating. It is a lens through which to see the world. It teaches that fullness, in any form, can weigh us down, while moderation frees us to live more lightly, more joyfully. Longevity, as it is lived in the villages of Okinawa and the quiet homes of centenarians, is not about striving harder or consuming more. It is the art of balance, a life crafted slowly, carefully, with a deep respect for nature's pace, walking in the early morning sun, tending to a garden, preparing a simple meal with care. These acts nourish the spirit as much as the body. Dr. Shigeaki Hinohara, whose life stretched gracefully beyond 100 years, embodied this philosophy. For him, true health was not measured by the absence of disease, but by the presence of vitality, curiosity, and a lightness of being. He taught that eating lightly was only the beginning. Living lightly was the goal. Hara Hachi Bu reminds us that in leaving a little space, on our plates, in our schedules, in our hearts, we allow room for life itself to unfold more naturally. We step away from the heaviness of excess and move closer to the essence of well-being: balance, gratitude, and serenity. As you reflect on this quiet wisdom, consider, what if living longer was not about adding years, but about adding life to the years? If this perspective resonates with you, I invite you to begin with one simple act. Slow down. Listen to your body. Leave a little space. Let moderation be your guide, not just at the table, but in every corner of your life. And if you are ready to walk this path of mindful living, Subscribe to our channel to continue this journey into the timeless secrets of Japanese longevity. Comment below. What small change will you embrace starting today? Share this video with someone who would be uplifted by the gentle power of living with less, but living more. Together, we can rediscover the quiet strength of simplicity, and, perhaps in doing so, find the true secret to a life not just long, but profoundly lived.